Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Deep Dive Stories. My name is PJ, and today is Morale Monday. This is the day that we read stories from the AITA, H if you like to call it that, Reddit, subreddit, and we figure out, are these people really terrible people, or do they have a point? Do they have a side? So without further ado, let's get into today's story. And make sure you like and subscribe and all those things if you don't mind. This is a new channel, and if I don't ask, maybe you won't do it, but it would mean so much if you hit the like button. Leave a comment, let me know what you think, and subscribe to the channel. Doesn't cost anything, and it helps your boy out. All right, so the story reads, AITA for not going to my twins' wedding. This story's from comfortable_bird 3049. All right, says, I, 24-year-old male, have an identical twin. Not close, but I thought we had basic mutual respect. That belief was tested. All right, so we have two dude twins, 24 years old. Says, I grew up in a traditional Southern town and only began coming out in college about 5 years ago. It's been slow, especially with family, but since moving to DC in 23 for school work, I felt more comfortable living authentically. That's important. That's important. I don't know why, uh, you know, at this point of society, why I won't say why it's still hard, because I imagine it's still challenging, but I imagine it's got to be a lot easier than it used to. I don't know. I'm not a part of that, but hopefully it is easy. All right. So next up, it says, after moving, I met my boyfriend, 26-year-old male, and we've been together 2 years. Over time, I've introduced him to friends, family when I felt safe. Understandable. Totally understandable. Cut to November 24. I was home for the holidays and told my twin and his fiance about my boyfriend. Okay, so this guy is a homosexual male, gay male, whatever, however you want to say it, has a twin who's heterosexual and has a fiance. Okay, since they seemed happy for me. While staying with them, wedding details arose. They asked if I'd be bringing a date. I said yes, my boyfriend. My twin had gone to bed, but his fiance said, while there are pros and cons, it's up to you if you want to bring him. That felt like a green light. My twin constantly deferred to her on decisions, so I didn't think I needed to double check. This is going to get interesting. 5 months passed. My boyfriend and I had spent $1,300 on travel, flights, hotel, etc. 3 weeks before the wedding, I mentioned on a call with my brother that we were all set. His tone shifted. Oh, is boyfriend actually coming? I reminded him on the combo with his fiance. He said she never gave me permission and accused me of making it up. Then said, we can't allow your boyfriend to come. We worry how dad's side will react. So I understand that because, a lot of dads from previous generation of this guy do not accept that type of lifestyle, that type of partnership, that type of relationship. And it's frustrating how some families fall apart because of that. He reads, the writer says, I offered to call dad on the spot. He dodged, saying he'd check with his fiance, despite just saying it was his decision. An hour later, no change. I was still invited alone. Still expected to buy a groomsman matching suit, even though I wasn't in the party, and show up smiling. That's when I snapped. I asked, if I didn't invite your fiance to my wedding, would you still come? He couldn't answer and ended the call after some harsh words. That's a fair question. That is a very fair question. Just trying to make things right, I came out to my dad, which I feared for years, to explain the situation. He was surprisingly indifferent and even said uninviting my boyfriend was extreme. He offered to talk to extended family. I thought I was removing the main obstacle. Man, shouts out to you for having that conversation with your dad. And the dad probably already knew, or probably had an idea if he was indifferent and, wasn't, tripping. They even agreed with you saying it was extreme. Weeks later, my twin called again. He now claimed our friends would be weirded out, so the excuse shifted. I said, if my boyfriend's not invited, I'm not coming. He didn't budge. Here's the kicker. Days later, my dad told me the fiance admitted she did give me permission, but changed her mind when she remembered who would be there. She denied this to my twin. Also, one of her bridesmaids is openly gay and brought her girlfriend, but according to the fiance, she's not part of the family, so it's different. Whoa. So both the twin and the fiance have an issue with this. Wow. So I didn't go. I'm still wondering if I made the wrong call. My absence was noticed. I got texts asking where I was. My mom had to explain it repeatedly. So instead of avoiding attention, my absence became the story. My relationship with my twin is dead, and sometimes now feel fragile. Part of me wonders, should I have sucked it up and gone solo just to preserve bonds that shaped my early life? So, AITA for skipping the wedding. Ooh, 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 ooh. This story right here, I'm sure isn't the first time something like this has happened to someone. And I'm sure it probably, unfortunately, won't be the last. My opinion on this is weddings are big moments, right? But me personally, I would never want to be somewhere where I'm not fully welcomed in my authentic self. And as much as a distraction it may cause, in your opinion, to have your twin who has the same sex relationship present at the wedding, I don't believe that would steal the show of the wedding. People come to a wedding to see, in my opinion, two people get married. Two people who are in love get married. That day, the bride is the star of the show, and the husband is a sidekick to a romantic comedy, for lack of a better term. But it's all about the bride. It's all about the experience, the decorations, the dress, the vows, the toast, things of that nature. I could see not wanting maybe to let your brother give a toast or, you know, make sure they aren't, I don't know. Like, I think the writer is not the a-hole. I think the brother is. I think the brother should have sucked it up and said, "You're my twin. We were created in the same womb. We spent 9 months together developing. We spent our whole years together. As much as I don't have to agree with your relationship or I don't understand it, doesn't don't love you any less. Doesn't mean I don't want you at my wedding, one of the biggest days of my life. And if his fiance didn't accept that, he may want to consider why not? Like, is it truly valid? Like, I think the twin brother and the fiance are the true a-holes here. The dad, you know, it's not his world. It doesn't matter to him. It is what it is. You can't live for your kids. You can only raise them up and just give them the best possibility to be good citizens and have a good life. After that, what decisions they make, it's in their hands. I feel like that is the dad right now. Oh, man. Yeah, man. The brother, a-hole. I think you could have, I hope you told them that you weren't showing so the people that needed to know knew, like mom and your brother knew, but not showing up if you don't truly feel invited. Because at that point, it's not so much even about your partner coming. It's like they don't really accept you for who you truly are. And that is a little bit more concerning to me. So I'm curious to know what you guys think in the comments. Have you ever experienced something like this? Um, Man, I think everybody at this point in the world probably has people in their family that have same-sex relationships. So it's important to have these type of conversations to help people understand, help people through it, help people grow, because they're not going anywhere. And nor should they, if that's what makes somebody happy, man. This life is so short. People deserve to be happy. People deserve to be in places and spaces where they're welcome and accepted. And that's my thoughts on that. Having a gay person or a lesbian woman at your wedding does not make you gay, does not turn your wedding into a gay or lesbian wedding. You just have guests who have their own preferences on what they do. Some people come and want salmon, some people want steak, some people want the vegan option. Who cares? It's about the bride and the groom. All right, man. That's it for today for me. Let me know what you guys think. And again, thank you, thank you, thank you. So happy for anybody who ever takes the time to watch this. Until the next time, I'm PJ. This is Deep Dive Stories. Peace.